I found my wife's burner phone hidden in the garage wall, and the messages on it made me realize I don't know who I married. So here's what happened. I'm Marcus. I'm 38, and I've been married to Sarah for 12 years. We have 2 kids. Emma is 9, and Jake is 6. We live in Portland. By all accounts, we're a normal family. Good jobs, nice house, the whole thing. Last Saturday morning, I was cleaning out the garage. We're planning to sell the house and move closer to my parents, so I was tossing old boxes, checking the walls for anything we'd left behind. That's when I found it. A small iPhone, wrapped in a plastic bag, shoved into a gap between the wall studs and the drywall, behind a stack of old paint cans. My stomach went weird. I just stood there holding it. I knew it wasn't mine. I have a Galaxy. Sarah has an iPhone, but it's the new one, the silver one. This one was older, black, a 12 from like 5 years ago. I turned it on. It powered up. The lock screen was a photo of Sarah and our kids from 2 years ago. I unlocked it. Her birthday, 0417, the same code she's used for everything since I met her. There were texts, hundreds of them, all from the last 3 months, all from a contact named Jay. The most recent one was from last night, 11:47 p.m. I was asleep. Sarah was upstairs reading, or so I thought. The message said, "Tell him tomorrow, you promised, I can't do this anymore." My hands were shaking. I scrolled up. There were photos, not of me, of Sarah with someone else, in a hotel room, in a car, at a restaurant I'd never taken her to. I heard the garage door open, Sarah's car pulling in from her morning run. I shoved the phone in my pocket. She came in through the garage door, all sweaty in her workout clothes, her hair in a ponytail. She was humming, actually humming. She kissed me on the cheek and said, "You're up early?" I couldn't look at her. "Yeah, cleaning." "That's great, babe, I'm going to shower." She walked past me toward the stairs. I waited until I heard the water running. Then I went back through the texts, months of them. Jay was begging her to leave me, saying he couldn't keep lying, saying he loved her. And Sarah kept saying the same thing, over and over. "Just give me until the end of the month. I need time to figure out how to tell him about the kids. About the kids." I felt like I couldn't breathe. I kept scrolling. There was a video. I clicked it. It was from 2 weeks ago. Sarah and this guy, in what looked like a motel room. He had his arm around her. She was laughing. Actually laughing, like I hadn't heard her laugh in months. They were talking about going away together, about starting fresh. He was saying he'd already talked to a lawyer about custody. Custody. My phone buzzed in my other pocket. A text from my mom, asking if we decided on dates to visit next month. I went back to the texts and saw something I'd missed. A voice memo. From this morning. 6:33 a.m., before her run. I hit play. It was Sarah's voice, but scared. Crying a little. She was saying, "Jay, I can't do this anymore. Marcus found out about us last night. He knows about everything. He's downstairs right now, and he's not saying anything, and I don't know what he's going to do. Call me back. Please. I'm so scared." But I hadn't found out last night. I'd found out an hour ago, which meant she thought I already knew, which meant something else had happened, something she thought I'd discovered. I heard footsteps coming down the stairs. Sarah came into the kitchen in her robe, her hair wet. She took one look at my face and froze. "What's wrong?" she asked. "Nothing," I said. "I was just thinking, maybe we should talk about why you're so nervous about the move. You've seemed stressed lately." Her face went pale. "Marcus, She stopped. She looked down at her hands. Did you find something?" Before I could answer, her phone buzzed, the real one, the one in her pocket. She pulled it out and looked at the screen. Her whole body went rigid. Then, back at her phone. "I need to tell you something," she whispered. "But first I need to know, what did you find?" I didn't answer. I pulled out the burner phone. Her face went white. She grabbed the counter to steady herself. "Oh my God," she said. "Oh my God, Marcus, this is bad. This is so bad." "What's bad?" She looked at me, and I saw actual terror in her eyes. "Jay isn't who you think he is." My phone rang. Unknown number. She flinched when she heard it. "Don't answer that," she said. "My husband has been hiding a child from another woman for 8 years, and now he wants me to help pay for it." Let me back up. Mark and I have been married for 12 years. We have 2 kids together. Emma is 9 and Jake is 7. I thought we had a good marriage. Normal arguments, but nothing major. We split bills, we split parenting duties. I work as a nurse at St. Mary's Hospital. He works in construction, mostly doing residential jobs around the city. We make decent money together. Not rich, but stable. We had plans. We were talking about maybe buying a bigger house in a few years. Last month, Mark got served with papers. A woman named Jessica showed up at his job site with a lawyer and custody documents. Turns out Mark had a daughter, a kid he's known about for 8 years, and never told me, never told our kids. The child is 6 years old now. I found out in the worst way possible. Mark came home looking sick, handed me the papers, and just sat there on the couch. I read them. Then I read them again. My hands were shaking. "How long?" I asked him. 8 years, he said, just like that. 8 years. You've had a child for 8 years and didn't tell me? It was a mistake. It happened before we got serious. Before we got serious? Mark, we were already dating. We were together for 3 years before we got married. You had this child while we were in a relationship. He didn't answer. He just looked at the floor. I left the room. I couldn't even look at him. The next week, Mark met with a lawyer. He owes back child support, about $18,000. He also owes ongoing support, which comes out to $600 a month. That's a lot of money for us. We have a mortgage, 2 kids in school, car payments. Our budget is tight. We don't have room for an extra $600 a month. I tried to avoid the conversation, but Mark kept bringing it up. He'd mention it while we were doing dishes. He'd mention it while we were getting ready for bed. Finally, last night, he sat me down in the living room. "We need to talk about the money," he said. "No, we don't. You need to figure it out." "I can't. Not alone. The lawyer said I could ask if you wanted to contribute to the back payments. Maybe you could help with $5,000 to get Jessica off my back about the past 8 years. "Why would I do that?" I asked. Because I need help. Because we're a team. Because this affects our whole family. We're a team? You lied to me for 8 years. You hid an entire child. You cheated on me, Mark. That's what this is. That's what happened. It was before we were serious. Stop saying that. We were dating. You were with me. You went behind my back and got another woman pregnant. And then you lied about it every single day for 8 years. Every single day. He got quiet for a minute. Then he said, I was scared. Scared of what? Scared of losing you. So, instead you just let it happen? You paid her off? You ignored a child? I've been sending money. I've been helping. Behind my back. Without telling me. Do you understand how that feels? Do you get it? He got angry then. So what, you're just gonna leave me? Ruin our family? I didn't ruin anything. You did. You made this choice. You made the choice to cheat, and you made the choice to hide it. I can't afford $600 a month on top of everything else. I need your help. We need to figure this out together. That's not my child. That's your responsibility. You created this situation. I'm not paying for your mistake. You're going to punish me forever? You're going to make me choose between supporting my kids with you and supporting my other daughter? That hit me hard. I stood up. Your other daughter? She's not your other daughter. She's the daughter you had while you were lying to me. She's the result of you being unfaithful. Don't ask me to help you cover that up or pay for it. Don't do that. So that's it? You're done? I don't know. I need time to think. He left the room. He's been sleeping in the guest room ever since. It's been 4 days. We barely speak. The kids keep asking why Dad is sleeping in the other room. I don't know what to tell them. Now I'm asking myself if I'm being fair. He made a mistake years ago. He's trying to do the right thing now by supporting this child legally. Maybe I should help him, because it affects our family budget. Maybe I'm being selfish. But also, he lied to me for 8 years. He betrayed my trust in the deepest way. And now he wants me to pay for the consequences of his infidelity. Am I the asshole for refusing to help him pay for a child that resulted from him cheating on me? My neighbor installed a camera pointed directly at my bedroom window, and when I asked him to move it, he said I was being paranoid. Let me back up. I live in a quiet townhouse in Portland with my wife Sarah. 2 years ago, Derek moved in next door. He was okay at first. Quiet guy, kept to himself. Then he became obsessed with home security. It started small. He put cameras on his front porch, his back fence, his garage. Totally normal, right? But then, one morning, I'm standing in my bedroom, getting dressed, and I notice a new camera mounted on the corner of his roof. It's pointed directly at my bedroom window. Not his yard, not his driveway, my window. I felt my stomach drop. I could literally see into my bedroom from the angle. I wasn't going to freak out yet, though. Maybe it was a mistake. Maybe he didn't realize. I walked over that afternoon and knocked on his door. Derek answered. He's this tall guy, maybe 50, with this weird intense stare. I said, Hey, Derek, I noticed you put up a new camera. It's pointed at my bedroom window. He looked at me like I was crazy. It's pointing at my property. I can do what I want. Yeah, but it's aimed at my window. Can you just angle it down a little bit? I'm not comfortable with that. Derek crossed his arms. If you're not doing anything wrong, you shouldn't care. That pissed me off. I tried to stay calm. Derek, that's not the point. You're pointing a camera at my home. That's not cool. It's my camera on my property, he said, and shut the door in my face. I stood there for a second, then walked back home. Sarah was in the kitchen. I told her what happened. She was upset too, but said maybe we should just close the blinds. So we did. But every time I looked at that camera, I got angrier. Why should I have to change my life because my neighbor is being creepy? Then it got worse. About a week later, I noticed Derek was outside taking photos of my house, just standing there with his phone, taking pictures of my windows. When he saw me looking, he waved, like he was doing nothing wrong. I went out there. What are you doing? Documenting things, he said. Documenting what? For my records. I asked him what records he could possibly need photos of my house for. He didn't answer, just went back inside. I called the police that night. They came out, talked to Derek, and said there wasn't much they could do. The camera was on his property. The photos were taken from public space. They said if I felt unsafe, I could look into a restraining order. But it was a gray area. A gray area. That's what they called it. Then, Derek started leaving notes on my door, just weird stuff. Noticed you left your garage open on Tuesday. Your trash cans were out for 3 days. Your wife leaves for work at 7:15 a.m. He was logging everything about us. Sarah was scared now. Really scared. She wanted to move. I hired a lawyer. Sent Derek a formal letter saying he needed to remove the camera or face legal action. He ignored it. So I filed for a restraining order. The court date came up. I brought photos of the camera angle, Derek's notes, everything. The judge listened to me, then asked Derek why he needed a camera pointed at my window. Derek said he was just protecting his property. The judge asked him to explain how my bedroom window related to his property security. Derek couldn't answer. The judge ordered him to remove the camera and issued a full restraining order. Derek wasn't allowed within 100 feet of my property. If he violated it, he'd get arrested. Derek's face went red. He started shouting about his rights. The bailiff had to tell him to leave. He removed the camera that same day, but he also put his house up for sale 3 weeks later. He couldn't stand living next to someone who wouldn't back down. When the new neighbors moved in, they seemed normal. And that's the thing that stuck with me. I almost let one person's weirdness take over my life. Almost let him chase me out of my own home. My boss banned everyone from using Reply All after getting annoyed by group emails. I followed his rule to the letter, and it cost him his job. I work at a mid-size marketing firm in Chicago. There's about 40 of us in the office, plus another 30 working remote. My boss is Derek, 42, and he's the kind of guy who thinks every rule he makes is genius. He's been at the company for 6 years and treats his position like he's running a Fortune 500 company instead of a place that makes ads for local restaurants. The whole thing started 3 months ago. Derek was in a meeting that ran long. While he was gone, our CEO sent out an email about a new client win. Someone hit reply all to say congrats, then someone else did, then another person. By the time Derek got back to his desk, there were like 80 reply all emails in his inbox. He lost it. Completely lost it. He called an all-hands meeting the next day. Derek stood there, red in the face, and announced a new policy. Effective immediately, no one is allowed to use reply all. If I see one more reply all email, there will be consequences. This is a direct order from me. Some people laughed. Derek was serious. I'm not kidding, he said. Reply all is banned. Use it and you're written up. Okay, fine. It was a dumb rule, but we all got it. We stopped using reply all. For a while, nothing happened. Then came the audit. Our company works with a lot of big clients. One of them, a national retail chain, decided they wanted to audit how we were managing their account. The CEO sent out an email to everyone involved in that project. It was marked urgent. The audit was in 2 days. There were about 15 people on that project. The email had all their names in the to-line. The problem was, 2 of those people were out sick. One was Derek's assistant Maya. The other was a designer named Tom. Maya was out for the week with the flu. Tom was out for 3 days at a funeral. Neither of them knew about the audit. Here's where it gets good. The CEO's email said, please confirm you received this and can attend the audit meeting on Thursday at 2 p.m. Everyone else on the list got it and confirmed, but Maya and Tom didn't. They were out. No one on the team could just hit reply all to tell everyone that those 2 weren't available and would need a briefing later because of Derek's rule. So what happened? I watched from my desk as people started sending individual emails to the CEO. Hey, Tom is out this week. Maya won't be back until Friday. Individual emails. No context, no group message, just scattered confirmations and warnings. The CEO got confused. She thought some people were saying no, some were saying yes. She sent another email, asking for clarification. More individual emails came back. Still confusing, still scattered. The CEO was frustrated. She sent an email directly to Derek, asking him to clarify the status of the project team. That's when things got really bad. Derek sent her an email back saying everyone was ready. He didn't mention that 2 key people were out. He didn't know, because no one could use reply all to tell him in one group message. He only knew what people told him individually. And since Maya and Tom were out, no one thought to tell him they were missing. The audit happened. Maya and Tom weren't there. The client was angry. They were supposed to present work that those 2 had done. Without them there to explain it, the presentation fell apart. The CEO found out Derek had told her everyone was ready, when they clearly weren't. She called him into her office. You said the team was ready, she said. 2 people were missing. I didn't know they were out, Derek said. How did you not know? She asked. Derek opened his mouth. He couldn't say anything, because the real answer was that he banned reply all, so no one could send a group message telling him what was going on. He tried to explain the rule. He tried to say it wasn't his fault. The CEO stared at him. You created a system where critical information couldn't reach you. That's on you. 2 weeks later, Derek was fired. The company said it was about poor judgment and communication failures. But everyone in the office knew the truth. His own rule had destroyed him. I still follow the reply all ban, by the way. Derek's replacement lifted it on day 1, but I keep following the old rule. Just out of respect for what Derek taught us about the power of a stupid decision. I found my husband's secret second phone in his office and discovered he's been paying child support for a kid he never told me about. Let me back up. My husband Tom is 42. I'm 38, and we've been married for 12 years. We have 2 kids together, Emma, who's 10, and Lucas, who's 7. We've always been open with each other, or at least, I thought we were. Tom works from home mostly, which is great for the family. But last month I noticed his office door locked more often. He'd spend hours in there, said it was work stuff. I never questioned it. Why would I? We have a good marriage. We have date nights. He helps with the kids. Everything seemed fine. Then I found the phone. I was looking for a phone charger in his desk. Our son's tablet was dying, and there it was. An old iPhone tucked behind some files. The battery was low, but it turned on. No password. That should have been my first clue. There were text threads with someone named Maya. And then I saw the bank transfer. $500 every month for the last 6 years. My hand started shaking. I scrolled through the messages. How's Lily doing in school? Can you make it to her soccer game next Saturday? She misses you. And his responses were normal, like he actually cared, like he was a father to this kid. I sat on his office floor for 20 minutes, just staring at the phone. When Tom came home that day, I was ready. I didn't yell, I didn't cry. I just showed him the phone and said, "Who is Lily?" He went white. Actually white. His mouth opened and closed, like he was trying to find words. "Tom, who is Lily?" "Okay," he said finally. "Okay, I can explain. Please do." He sat down on the couch. "Before we got together, I had a relationship with Maya. It was serious for a while. We broke up, but then she got pregnant. I didn't know until Lily was already born. By then I was with you. How long have you known about this child?" "Since before we got married." I felt like the room was spinning. "Before we got married? Tom, that was 12 years ago." "I know. And you never thought to tell me, not once. Not when we were engaged. Not when we were planning our own kids. Not ever." "I was scared," he said. "I was scared you'd leave me. So instead you lied for over a decade. You hid a child. You've been sending money to Maya this whole time, and I had no idea where it was going. It's not like that. What's it like then, Tom? Explain it to me." He tried. He said he was young and stupid. He said he didn't know how to tell me without ruining everything. He said he loves our kids more. He said he barely sees Lily. It's just support. It doesn't mean anything. But here's what got me. I asked him point blank, "Is Lily actually your biological daughter?" He wouldn't answer. "Tom, I don't know," he finally said. "Maya wouldn't let me get a test. I've been paying for a kid that might not even be mine." I told him to leave. He stayed at his brother's place for a week. I called a lawyer. I told my best friend. I felt like my whole marriage was a lie. Now here's where I'm second-guessing myself. Tom came back and begged me to go to therapy. He said he wants to work on this. He said he'll get the DNA test. He'll be honest about everything. He just doesn't want to lose his family. Our kids don't know. I haven't told them anything. My friends say I should divorce him immediately. My mom says everyone makes mistakes. Tom keeps saying he's sorry, that he was wrong, that he wants to fix this. But I can't stop thinking, if he could hide a whole child for 12 years, what else is he hiding? How do I ever trust him again? And am I being too harsh by demanding the paternity test and threatening to leave if he doesn't come clean about everything? So yeah, am I the asshole here? I found out my wife has been living a double life for years, and the evidence was sitting in our garage the whole time. My name is David. I'm 42. I've been married to Sarah for 16 years. We have 2 kids. Emma is 14, and Jake is 11. We live in Portland, Oregon. By all accounts, we had a normal marriage. Not perfect, but stable. Sarah worked as a graphic designer from home. I'm an accountant. We split bills, took family vacations, went to church on Sundays, the whole thing. But something started feeling off about 3 months ago. Sarah would disappear for hours on Thursdays and Saturdays. She'd say she was going to the gym, or meeting her friend Lisa for coffee, or running errands. Nothing weird. But her phone was always face down on the table. She'd get texts and immediately swipe them away. When I'd ask her about her day, the stories were vague. Too vague. I'm not a jealous guy. I never checked her phone or anything, but I noticed things. A second credit card statement came to the house addressed to her. When I asked about it, she said it was for online purchases, to keep things organized. That made sense, except the balance was $4,200. Then came Thursday night, 2 weeks ago. Sarah said she was going to the gym. She left at 6 p.m. I was helping Jake with his homework when Emma came downstairs and said, "Dad, Mom's car is in the driveway." That was weird. Sarah usually parked in the garage. I walked out and looked. Her car was there, engine still warm, but Sarah wasn't in the house. I checked everywhere, the garage, the backyard, even the shed. I opened the garage door to see if she'd gone inside through there, and that's when I saw it. A second car, a silver Honda Civic. It wasn't ours. It was parked in the back corner, covered with a tarp. I pulled the tarp off. The registration was in the glove box. It was registered to Sarah. Sarah had a secret car. The insurance card showed it had been registered for 4 years. My hands were shaking. I sat down on the garage floor for like 10 minutes, just staring at it. When Sarah came home that night, through the front door, acting normal, I didn't say anything. I couldn't. I needed to think. I needed to understand what was happening. The next day, I called a guy I know named Marcus. He's a private investigator. We went to high school together. I told him I needed help. I didn't tell him everything, but he understood. He said he could put a tracker on her phone, or follow her, or both. I said yes to both. It took 3 days. 3 days of Sarah going about her normal life, kissing me goodbye in the morning, tucking the kids in at night, while I waited for Marcus to call. He called on a Sunday morning. "David, we need to talk," he said. "Not over the phone." We met at a coffee shop near my office. Marcus had a folder. He opened it and slid photographs across the table. Sarah getting out of the silver Civic at a downtown hotel. Sarah walking into a building with a man I'd never seen before. Tall, dark hair, maybe 40. Sarah and this man, laughing together outside a restaurant. Marcus slid another photo. Sarah at a desk in an office, an actual office, with her name on the door. Sarah Chen, marketing director. "She's been working there for 4 years, Marcus said. Full-time. Salary is $82,000 a year. She's got a 401k, health insurance, everything. She's been using a different name professionally. Sarah Chen. Her maiden name is Chen." I couldn't breathe. "There's more," Marcus said. He slid another folder. Bank statements, the second credit card, the secret car payments, the hotel room charges. It all added up to about $850 a month in expenses I didn't know about. Over 4 years, that was almost $41,000. "Who's the man?" I asked. "His name is Tom Brennan. He works in the same office. From what I can tell, they're together, romantically." I stood up. I needed air. I walked outside and sat on a bench, and Marcus followed. He gave me the folder with all the photos and statements. "What do you want to do?" he asked. When I got home, Sarah was in the kitchen making dinner. She smiled at me like she always does, and I just watched her. This woman I'd been married to for 16 years. This woman who told me every morning that she loved me. This woman who had an entire secret life, a secret job, a secret relationship, a secret car, a secret identity. She turned to me and said, "Hey, you're home early. How was work?" I didn't say anything. I just pulled out my phone and texted her. "We need to talk. Tonight. After the kids are in bed." I watched her face. She read the text, and I saw it happen. Her whole body went stiff. Her hand holding the wooden spoon started to shake. She looked at me. "David, what's wrong?" she asked quietly. I didn't answer. I just walked upstairs to our bedroom. At 9 p.m., after Emma and Jake were asleep, Sarah came into the room and closed the door. She sat on the edge of the bed, and I stood by the window. "I know about Tom," I said. Sarah's face went white. She opened her mouth, closed it. Then she said, very quietly, "How long have you known?" "Long enough," I said. "I want to know everything, and I want the truth. All of it. Why? How long? What is this?" Sarah stood up. She walked to the dresser and opened the bottom drawer. She pulled out an envelope. Her hands were shaking as she handed it to me. Inside were documents, a lease agreement, a marriage license, a birth certificate. I looked at the birth certificate. It was dated 8 years ago. The mother's name, Sarah Chen. The father's name, Tom Brennan. The child's name, Lucas Michael Brennan. I looked up at Sarah. What is this? David, she started. What is this? Sarah's eyes filled with tears. I have a son, she said. I have another son. His name is Lucas. He's 8 years old. Tom is his father, and I've been raising him in a separate house for 8 years. I found out my fiancé's been sleeping with my best friend for 8 months, and her mother has known the entire time. Let me back up. I'm Marcus, 31. My fiancée is Sarah, 29. We've been together for 6 years. We got engaged last year. We were supposed to get married in June. That's 6 months away. My best friend is Derek. We've known each other since college. He's been in our lives the whole time. He's at every dinner, every birthday, every family event. Sarah's mom, Linda, treats him like a second son, or at least I thought she did. 2 weeks ago, I got home early from work. Sarah was supposed to be at yoga. I heard noises upstairs. I thought maybe she came home early. I went up and opened the bedroom door. Derek was in our bed, with my fiancé. I didn't yell. I didn't break anything. I just stood there. Sarah saw me and froze. Derek jumped up, started pulling on his clothes, saying sorry over and over. I walked out, went to my parents' house, didn't sleep that night. The next morning, Sarah came over. She was crying. She tried to explain. Marcus, please, I don't know what happened. It just started after your birthday party. Derek was drunk and he kissed me, and I should have pushed him away, but I didn't. And then it kept happening, and I wanted to stop, but I couldn't. And I love you so much. I asked her how long. She said 8 months. 8 months. Sarah, that's half a year. You've been lying to my face every single day, every dinner, every night we had sex, every time we talked about the wedding. 8 months. I know, and I'm sorry. I was going to tell you. I wanted to tell you. When were you going to tell me? Before the wedding? After? Were you going to have Derek as a groomsman while you're carrying his kid? She just cried, didn't answer. I told her I needed space. I told her not to contact me for a while. She left. 3 days later, Linda called me. Sarah's mom. She wanted to meet for coffee. I almost said no, but I went. We sat in a coffee shop near her house. She ordered a latte. I got black coffee. Marcus, I know what happened, she said. Yeah, your daughter cheated on me with my best friend. For 8 months. I know. I found out 3 months ago. I set my coffee down. What? I saw them together. In Derek's car. I was driving home from the store and I saw them. In his car, in a parking lot. I put 2 and 2 together. And you didn't tell me. No. Why not? Because I talked to Sarah first. She told me everything. She was a mess, Marcus. She was crying. She was scared. She wanted to end it, but she felt trapped. I told her she needed to tell you. But she didn't tell me. And you didn't tell me. You just let me plan a wedding. You let me send out invitations. You let me pay deposits on a venue. You watched me talk about our future. And you knew. Linda's eyes got red. I was trying to help my daughter. By lying to me. By helping her lie to me. Do you understand that? She was sleeping with my best friend, and you covered it up. I told her to tell you. But you didn't make her. You had 3 months to tell me yourself. You could have picked up the phone. You could have done the right thing. Instead, you protected her secret. She didn't say anything. I left the coffee shop. I called Derek that afternoon. He picked up on the second ring. Derek, I need to know the truth. All of it. He told me. 8 months. Started the night of my birthday party. He was drunk. Sarah was sad about something. He kissed her. She kissed him back. It kept happening. He said he wanted to stop, but he couldn't. He said he loved me, but he loved her too. You're my best friend, I said, and you've been in my bed with my fiancé for 8 months, and her mother knew and didn't tell me. I know. I'm sorry. Sorry doesn't cut it. You're out of my life, both of you, and if you ever contact me again, I'm getting a lawyer. I hung up. I canceled the wedding, sent an email to everyone on the list. Didn't explain, just said the wedding is off. Most people figured it out eventually. I moved into an apartment by myself. I'm still paying for the venue because I signed a contract. $30,000. Gone. Sarah tried calling me for weeks. Showed up at my work. Showed up at my parents' house. I didn't talk to her. Derek tried to reach out too. I blocked him. Linda sent me a letter. Said she was sorry. Said she was just trying to protect her daughter. Said she hoped we could talk someday. I threw it away. It's been 3 months now. I'm still angry. I don't think that's going to change.